Hello, my amazing queens and the few kings that are part of this group, because you're awesome. Uh, I was so excited for this carriage ride because, man, have I had an amazing day. We're on day 4 of the Sparkle on social media, and that was pretty freaking phenomenal today. I've loved every single human who has been on and participating and rocking it out and having like major breakthroughs. Oh my goodness, got some amazing emails back from clients. I love when clients are like, "Oh my gosh, I had like the best night's sleep after doing all that timeline therapy." I'm like, "Of course you did. Of course you had the best night's sleep ever because you cleared all that unconscious shit that was holding you back." So yeah, this really is. Like, I just saw that how much the camera is shaking. I'm like, it really is like a carriage ride. It really is very much like a carriage ride. So I'm very excited because here's the thing. I have been working on a little project for a while. I've been working on a lot of projects for a while. We have been in like crazy go mode with everything coming up, especially our Cyber Mom Day sale that's going to be coming up with my new self-study courses. Super fun. And I have also been working on a hypnosis album. Ah! Hypnosis! So much fun! There's a fire truck and I'm watching men run up the ladder, so ahead of me. I'm probably going to turn around. So what I am so excited about, so this hypnosis album, right? A lot of people don't really know what hypnosis is. Like, or it's very, very misconstrued because they think like, oh, I'm going to hypnotize you to like quack like a duck or like walk like a cat or whatever. And I'm like, no. You can never hypnotize somebody to do something that they are not willing to do in real life. Like, there's a thing with stage show hypnotism. So if you've ever seen this, I've never personally seen a stage show hypnotist. Not my jam. But a lot of times, like with stage show hypnotism, they will find the people who are highly suggestible. So a lot of the times, like somebody who gets up on stage and like a hypnotist is like, "I'm going to make you like quack like a duck, like quack." And like that person is only in trance enough to be able to do something that they would do themselves anyways because they like the attention. It's not necessarily like, I can't make you do anything that you wouldn't normally do. But why I love hypnosis is because it's quite misconstrued, and I happen to like things that are a little misconstrued, things that are not entirely understood, people who are not entirely understood. And so that's probably why I gravitate to hypnosis. But hypnosis, it's like we're all being hypnotized so often and have no freaking clue that we are. Like, if you're watching this live stream and you're just like glued to it and you're like, "This is amazing. I need to learn, I need to know more." And you're like, "This is magnetic and hypnotic." I'm like, yes, magnetic and hypnotic. You are currently in trance right now. Like, if you're glued to your phone anytime, like even if you've been driving in traffic, like I'm sure you've had this experience, especially if you're in LA like I am, where you're driving in traffic and you know the routes so well, you know exactly the path that you're taking so well, that suddenly you're like, "Oh my God, how'd I get home? Like, wow, that was fast." And so that's a hypnotic state of trance. Same with watching television. That's why like 4-hour Netflix binges, that's just, you're in a state of hypnotic trance and about the thing that you are watching. So hypnosis is not like some weird freaky deaky thing. In fact, it's actually very much up and coming with being recognized along with meditation, because as you know, 95% of what you do is in an unconscious pattern. And so that's why my Crown Yourself coaching method is very different than other high performance coaches, because for the first month of my process of when I work with my private clients is we're diving into the unconscious patterns. We're reprogramming those limiting beliefs using timeline therapy and neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis. And then we move into high performance. Then we move into the high performance curriculum. which is what makes my process very, very different than other high performance instructors or high performance coaches. But with hypnosis, I'm very belchy for some reason. It's probably my Americano that I had. But with hypnosis, like, we're being hypnotized every single second of every single, like, a lot of times there are hypnotic language patterns. There are things that you may not be recognizing, but your unconscious mind is registering them pretty powerfully, and you don't realize that you're in a state of trance. Like, when I work with clients, when I work one-on-one with clients, I am very, 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 very in almost a trance-like state, because I'm like really 100%, all my focus, all my attention, all my energy is on my private client. That's what they pay me for. So when I'm in that state, when I am specifically like focused on that person, there was one time, it was before I gave birth, it was right before I went on my maternity leave, and I was working with a client, and we were just wrapping up, and we were saying our like goodbyes for now, and she had made a suggestion to me while I was at the end of our session of like, well, if something doesn't happen, or if something doesn't turn out the way you want with the way you give birth, then just know it's okay. And and then she went into telling me her birth story, and I didn't realize it until after, but I was just like, whoa, I adopted that suggestion. Like, I totally took on that suggestion, and fortunately, both my husband and I are trained in the same processes, and he uses it specifically for his dating and relationship coaching, and I use it with my clients, with female entrepreneurs for the most part. So I have worked with a few men from time to time. But I didn't realize that I adopted that suggestion because I was in that hypnotic state of trance. And there are various stages of trance. There are stages of trance where you can be in such a trance that your body can actually like move without you being consciously aware. There are states of trance where you're like just glued to the television. Like that's being in a trance-like state. There are trance-like states when you're in meditation, or like if you've ever gotten the runner's high, that's a hypnotic state of trance. That's a hypnotic, like I'm about to enjoy 26 miles of that on Sunday because I'm running a marathon. So I have a 26 miles of a hypnotic runner's high that I'm just going to be like zenned out and just doing my thing. Keep running. Keep doing it. But those are various stages of trance. And so it's what hypnosis does is it helps you reprogram the unconscious patterns, because like I said, willpower is super highly overrated. Willpower is only about 5%. That's why like this, we have New Year's coming up. Oh my God, I can't believe it's the end of the year, almost. But we have New Year's coming up, and most Americans statistically only keep their New Year's resolutions for like 7 days, which is really sad. Like, that's really sad. But most people only keep their New Year's resolutions for about 7 days, and that's because they're approaching it by a sheer force of brute willpower, which they're only using about 5%. But it's studied that 95 to 97% of what we do is an unconscious pattern. So there's a reason as to why it's sometimes hard for you to get behind a decision when you make a decision where you're like, I'm going to have this be my best and healthiest year ever. And then suddenly it's like, wow, I am diving into a pint of the tastiest cashew nut ice cream with cookies. Oh my God, I found the best one. Why am I diving into this again? What the heck? So that is patterns. Like 95 to 90% of what we do are habits, or which can also be translated as unconscious patterns. So what hypnosis does is it helps you dive into those unconscious patterns so that you can reprogram and have new unconscious patterns and new unconscious suggestions instead of living by the ones that you've been living with for a while. that is why I am so excited that I just finished recording first the first part of my hypnosis album. So and that one will be released as a freebie, and we'll see how people like it. And then as we get the feedback back, then we will move on to having, as per the feedback of what people feel and need and want. And I'm so excited because it's about the most necessary topic on the planet for women, specifically for everyone really, but specifically for women, because I work predominantly with women, that you are enough. Like, the belief that you are not enough, not smart enough, not skinny enough, not anything enough, not pretty enough, not whatever enough is the biggest lie on the face of the planet. And it's so ingrained unconsciously in so many of us that it becomes very, very hard. Sometimes it can be hard to reprogram because we're constantly bumping up into it again and again and again and again and again. And that is why using hypnosis and this specific freebie that I have coming out, I haven't decided on a date. It's probably going to come out next week. But the specific freebie that's going to come out, I am so excited because it will help everyone, every single human being who listens to it, reprogram that belief that they are not enough, which is the biggest lie on the face of the planet, because you are enough. You have everything you need right now in order to be able to succeed. You have everything that you need right now, and no problem ever presents itself without it presenting itself with a solution that's embedded into it. So when you are when you are facing a problem, you also have the solution that is in it. You just have to seek it out. Seek the solution rather than the problem. So that is one of the things that I am so excited about, because a hypnosis album is very necessary. I think it's especially very necessary around what time of year we're going into with the holidays and everything, to be able to, because a lot of times the thing is like our unconscious patterns and our unconscious beliefs and things that we came up with when they were mostly adopted at a very, very early age during the imprint period from like 0 to 5. So, and a lot of times it generally comes from somebody that we loved and cared about, and that's why it's a plagiarized belief. It's totally plagiarized. It's adopted from somebody that we loved or cared about, like normally our caretakers or a mother or a father or somebody like that. Somebody who was very, very important and pivotal in our life. And that belief we then adopted in order to survive, because we were modeling that person in order to learn how to survive in life. And so we adopted that belief thinking that belief would save us, would allow us to survive. And instead it's something that a lot of times, especially with the clients I work with, that they're constantly bumping up into the fear of not being enough, not being smart enough, not being pretty enough, not being skinny enough or healthy enough or wealthy enough or whatever. But they are facing that. And so that's why this hypnosis album is going to be so transformational, because it has, one of the things that I love about it is, well, I think I'm actually going to like it. It's just really cool. I'm just so excited to have finished the first track, which I will release for free. And so you will get that for free. And it's going to be awesome, and you're going to love it, and it's going to change your life. And it just is. I listened to it and I was like, that is fucking powerful. It was, and I was so excited about it. And the benefit is that my private clients get to hear it first. So if you are a private client, so I know I have a few of my private clients in this group. If you are one of my private clients, just know that it will be in your Dropbox next week at the earliest. So there you go. All right, my fellow queens, I am stuck in lovely LA construction traffic, and I will see you next time. As always, own your throne, mind your business, make it rain. Ciao. For more info on how to create a body, business, and life that rules, visit crownyourself.com.